So I'm going to be making rocket fuel out of soda today. I'm going to see if that works. It'd be pretty interesting if it does. First order of business though, I've got to clear out the pot I've been using of old crusted up fuel so that it doesn't, I guess, contaminate my test results. So that'll be fun. So the basic concept here is that sugar is actually really the fuel behind the rocket, and I'm using stump remover. Don't be concerned. It is pure potassium nitrate. I don't know where it says that. I've seen it before, don't worry. Anyways, you put the two together. Basically, sugar is the fuel. This is like a binder, and it provides oxygen so it burns faster, and like rocket fuel. So basically my hypothesis here is that Mountain Dew probably work the best since it's got 46 grams of sugar. Sunkist will work second best since it's got 43 grams of sugar. And Coke here's got 39. We'll find out. Probably shouldn't have used all of it in the first try, but I'm trying now to boil the water out of Mountain Dew. Try to put it into what I'm expecting is going to be kind of like a gelatin of sugar and corn syrup, because that's pretty much all this is. And once I get to that, then I'll add the proper amount of potassium nitrate to make the proportion correct, and we'll go from there. It's been like, I don't know, half an hour, and it's more of a syrup now than pop. It's taking a lot longer to get to this point than I thought it would. There's a lot more water in this. Hot, but it's getting pretty thick now. No longer smells like boiling Mountain Dew, so I think this is pretty much corn syrup and sugar at this point. This is what I needed, so just gonna start mixing in the other stuff. So you can see, I don't know, the lighting's probably pretty bad for this, but there we go. This is starting to look more like rocket fuel than Mountain Dew. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this back into the bottle it came out of, or the can, and I really doubt this is going to work. But if this thing actually flies away like a rocket, it would probably be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'm going to try that. So once it gets down to kind of running out, it becomes to the point where you can't really pour it out of my little hole anymore. It just kind of gets stuck to the bottom. So I'm just going to scrape it out with a spoon, and I'm just going to kind of start smearing it onto a piece of paper here, and I'll do that with the excess of all of my batches, and then hopefully that'll be an interesting fireworks show here at the end. I'm just curious if this is even going to work at all, so just a little bit that I dropped. It's still wet, so it takes a while to do it. Oh, yeah, that works. And now I have to start the whole doggone process over again. It's time with Coke. FIFA World Cup edition. Blew a hole in the side. Probably can't see it right now. That used to be a can. So, when I made the Coke, the camera died by the way, I couldn't really show you the process, but made the Coke the same way. Came out entirely different. I'll show you. Looks like that. Looks like a pile of crap, actually, literally. So I just kind of put the extra on a piece of paper because I didn't think it was going to work very well. I didn't bother putting it in the can. And when I dropped a match into the pot, just to cook it, it worked better than the Mountain Dew, in my opinion. So let's just try this. Now that's rocket fuel right there. Today I learned that boiling Sunkist smells really nice. So Sunkist, well, looking very similar to what the Coke did. And the strangest part is that this still smells very strongly like oranges. So for the actual burn test, which is what I'm going to use to determine which one's actually the best, I have marked out 2-inch spaces next to each one. So I'm going to light them off, and I'm going to basically, in editing, use my camera to count how many frames it takes to burn from one line to the next to determine basically how many inches per second it burns at. And basically the faster and the smoother it burns, the better of a fuel it makes.